It's your boy Salim from Notorious S back with another video. Baby. Here's why you should accept and get comfortable with the solitude, with being alone as fast as possible. A lot of us, the way we perceive solitude or being alone, we think it's a bad thing, right? Especially when it comes to the relationship you want to get. It might be friendship, it might be an association or a girlfriend slash boyfriend. We, a lot of times, will rush to get into these associations or approach these things from the wrong standpoint. We'll settle for less because in our mind, we perceive solitude, being alone, as being the outcome to avoid, with being a negative thing. And going into that with that mindset will attract negative things. But when you become not content, but you kind of accept the possibility that you might go back to square one, which is you being alone with yourself, you no longer act from a place of fear. Rather, you act from a place of power. If I know that the worst thing that could happen after this situation is me being alone, like I was before, and I'm okay with that, then I'm not gonna let the potential, the possibility of me being alone dictate my actions in trying to get that partner, and trying to get that association, and trying to get that friendship to work. Right? I'm not functioning from a place of scarcity. Rather, I'm functioning from abundance. And yeah, it sounds like it's some old juju work, it's like mystical shit, but it's the truth. It works 100%. Because people can lack your people can feel your thirst for approval or for dependence on the outcome, and it allows you to make better informed decisions overall because you don't emanate scarcity, bro. 100%. And now you're in a position where you can actually choose associations based off of what you want, rather based off of something you think that you need, which is what most people do when it comes to solitude. Look, there's a lot of things to do, and the reason why you most likely fear that is because you're not comfortable staying alone or being alone with your own thoughts. You think there's something wrong because you've not probably never did introspection before. You feel weird being alone with yourself, which is so funny because you're the person that you're going to be around the most in your life because you know your own inner thoughts. And the faster that you accept that, the better it'll be for you. That's why we have a society right now. And look, I guess it's always been the same. Let's not talk about now as though like what we deal with, people that, lived before us never dealt with these things, but like we'll willingly go into associations or deal with people that we know we shouldn't deal with just because to us it's a better alternative than dealing with ourselves, than remaining alone. And yes, it's hard, especially in a time where people feel lonelier than ever and we feel a lack of connection and togetherness, to say, you know what, I'm going to remain in my own corner unless I get to deal with the type of individual that I believe I am worth dealing with. And in some cases, we are delusional. But in other cases, it's warranted. Like, it's okay, bro. If you know that you put the work in to be who you are, then yes, you should definitely filter the type of people that you surround yourself with, and that's okay. But be aware. And as men, a lot of us, like I myself, like I could be alone, and I've learned much about that in the past years. Because when you elevate yourself to a certain way that you perceive the world, and certain opinions that you have, and you see the world for what it is, as a side effect, you're going to feel like you're lonely because most people won't view you or don't view the world like that. If you're a critical thinker and you look at things for what they are, you automatically separate yourself from the masses that let other people dictate to them how they should see the world, right? But it does get lonely at times. And I was always that type of kid that I like attention in the sense that, I'd be at the center of what's going on, at the center of the heat. If something is funny in class, I'm gonna be the one more than likely creating that, the attention towards what's going on, And so learning to balance that also was kind of a challenge, but it's necessary, and it gives you power because you're no longer afraid to walk away from certain situations, right? You know that what you got yourself, and at the end of the day, it might not be a bad thing. Like, I'm gonna go back to square one, which is what I got myself. I got my own back. You dig? And once you internalize this, it makes you more powerful than most people, because you know what? The truth is, most people are scared to be alone. You know what? We're social creatures. I get that. But if you want to get as close as possible to the perfect balance when it comes to like being a wholesome individual, you have to master that trait, because that's when I think we make the best realizations, the best advancements when it comes to our own inner selves, is when we can pull back a little bit and kind of analyze our own actions, our own thoughts, and what we have ahead is when we're alone. And then the sooner you master that, the better it'll be for yourself overall. And that's all I got for you, man. If you fuck with the content, subscribe, share the video, like the video. You know why? Because it's free, man. I'm going to see you next time. All right? Peace.